for context, oftentimes we get hundreds of calls for a singular incident, especially if it's something serious. And you'd be surprised. Everyone has an assumption that it comes in that it's it's the woman with blonde hair and the black blazer with a tan dress, and that we have 100 reports that all say the same thing. I will tell you that my experience is it's a brown-haired woman with a blue jacket on. It's a woman in a dress. It's all kinds of these things, but none of the reports are necessarily all that similar. And so one of the most challenging situations for our officers is these are stressful for us, and we have limited information. We're trying to get there quickly. We're trying to drive there to get there and not avoid getting in a collision on just the response. Hear the information in our car while we're driving with lights and sirens on, filtering the information that we are getting to try to get an accurate representation of who are we looking for. And it's really challenging, especially on a school campus, when other people are coming onto the campus. We don't know necessarily who the faculty are. We don't know who other community members are that are coming on that are well-intended. And then we don't know if there's a suspect or an individual that we're trying to respond and locate. And so it becomes really challenging to figure those things out. And so, as we mentioned, I'm a parent, right? These are tough. I think it's hard to really provide the right answer. I think every situation is going to be a little unique, but I think what we ask is a little bit of patience, to trust the professionals that are there to respond to the situation with the specialized training and the skills that we have, to not adversely interject or impede us from doing those things or making it more complicated. Because we have gotten reports of, there's a man on the east side of the school just grabbed a student and they're running off into a car. And so it's like, is this an abduction? Is it related to it? So sometimes it just creates a whole separate incident within the incident and makes it even more challenging. So we are committed to trying to provide as updated and accurate as information as we have. We know that social media is putting out information as quick, if not quicker than we are, and we are trying to compete with that, but make sure that our information is as factually accurate and representative of what we are responding to, but also that includes those directions to parents of, this is what we're working, this is what we need you to do. And oftentimes those will include instructions on where to go, where a reunification location will be to meet your students once we're prepared and it's safe to bring you there. We've also seen in some of these cases elsewhere in the country that there's an initial response that's planned strategically by someone who's not well intended to create an opportunity to do a secondary incident. And so what we're trying not to do is bring more people into a specific area or move people through areas until we know it's safe to do so. And so by coming onto the campus or doing some of these other actions, that it can actually create a more unsafe situation. I would also say that we've encountered parents coming to the front of the schools, which is exactly where the fire department or the paramedics or my staff is going to be involved, or we've had our vehicles blocked in and now we have to move and do something else. And so being thoughtful of where you're located, I'm not going to ever probably tell a parent don't come to the school, but if you're going to come to the school, just be thoughtful of where you are. Proximity is not a problem, but don't come into the office or to be demanding to get your student right then and there. That is not our focus. Our focus is on the safety of every single student, not one. And we don't have the time to figure out where they are or how to get them escorted off the campus at that time. We will coordinate that and do it as efficiently and timely as we possibly can. But there's other steps that we have to work through first.